AM 1450 KATE, 16 degrees and a fair skies, 22 minutes past noon today. And we got a special guest in the studio, Brian Hensley, with me today from Intego Financial. Good afternoon, Brian.
Good afternoon.
So, I have to say, your wife, Sarah, was in last week, and I was giving her a little bit of a hard time. She had just a little bit of a southern twang.
She won't admit that, but I think there's a little bit there.
Well, where did you guys come up with a southern twang, and how'd you end up in Albert Lea?
Well, we both lived in Peoria, Illinois, and recently moved up here. Sarah grew up near the Alden area, so Sarah Nelson, and we got married down in Peoria in fall of September 12. And then about that time, her mom started asking us if we had any interest in moving back and being involved with the insurance business. So we eventually made that transition.
So what were you guys doing down in Peoria? Were you involved with this kind of thing?
We were. We both worked for a company that specialized working with farm clients and agriculture clients. Sarah worked on the commodity side, risk management, worked with a lot of the large cattle producers and grain producers in eastern Nebraska. So kind of got her farming background after growing up on the farm.
Sure.
Through that. And then I worked with farms kind of in the eastern Corn Belt, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Illinois, on the estate planning and succession planning side, as well as some retirement planning and some of the insurance business. So it was a real kind of a natural fit to what Donna was doing with Donna Nelson Insurance to bring those ideas and stuff back to the Alden area.
But I got to think that it's warmer in Peoria than it is in Minnesota.
It definitely is. They definitely have there's about a 10 to 15 degree difference usually, and the snow tends to melt. So if you get it, you might have it for a week, but then it's gone. I noticed here when it showed up, it hasn't left. It's sticking around.
So has that been a little bit of a challenge for you to adjust to the southern Minnesota weather?
Oh, not too much. I grew up in northwest Iowa over near Spencer, so it's been a little cooler. I lived in Texas for 5 years before Illinois, so I got used to the 50-degree Februaries. So, yeah, I think the blood thinned a little bit, but you can always throw on another sweater, I guess.
So, obviously, you moved here to help Donna and be closer to family, I assume?
Yeah, we love the idea of being back closer to the farm. We love the business that Donna had created. Her and Brady Gooden had brought just a great group of clients together, and we felt we could bring some additional services to them, as well as, like you said, be close to the family, be close to the farming operation, and just be an area we knew we'd want to be in long term. So it was a good fit.
So before you and Sarah even decided to come back, Donna started very small and slowly built her insurance group. So what's going to happen now when it's all four of you together?
Well,
do you fit in the office?
We do fit. That was a little challenge at first. If people haven't been in there for a while, it's a little different. But, she did. She started the agency 15 years ago, and I don't think ever had any envision that, Sarah would come back to the business. But that's kind of how it's evolved, and it's great. It's a great mix of farm clients. They do a lot of auto, personal home insurance, as well as crop insurance, which Sarah and I both had kind of been exposed to with our past employer. So the goal is to bring back some of the services that we did when we were down there. The succession planning, the estate planning. There's a big need for that in this area. Mm-hmm. Farms are growing. They're getting more complex. Farmers are aging. New farmers are coming in. The next generation's ready. But the dollars have gotten so big and the challenge is so big that a lot of people don't know how to make that happen. And so that's one of the things that we're able to bring is some coaching to help make that transition happen to the farm.
If you're just joining us, Brian Hensley today with Intego Financial. And Brian, we know that we have a big date coming up. Actually, March 17th is the crop insurance deadline. I'm sure you guys are busy.
We are. It's just different being around it day to day and the hands-on of the numbers. Brady and Donna, they're pros. They've been doing this. They've got the experience, and now they've got these two newcomers looking over their shoulder, asking questions. The clients have been great. They're helping us learn as well. And the nice thing is we didn't just get thrown into it. We're not just here, learn. It's we can look over the shoulders, we can ask questions, and make sure the guys are thinking long-term on the farm. How does this really impact their operation? Because everybody's so different. Every farm needs different things. And so it's just those guys, Sarah, Donna, and Brady are such pros at it, and they know the ins and outs. It's been great to learn from them.
Hey, those producers come in and risk management is the top of their minds, and you guys can help them put a little of that to ease.
Well, especially as the markets are up and down, and it's hard to know what's going to happen next. And knowing that they've got a flat line there that locks in some profits is a good thing.
Brian Hensley from Intego Financial joining me. And Brian, we're going to talk a couple times each week here in the next month and talk about a few different things. So maybe we'll hit on that estate planning, succession planning, as we were talking before we jumped on air. And I'm sure you got a few other things up your sleeve.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Hensley today with Intego Financial.